Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 16
Yes.
of Brother CM podcast.
Dude.
Hopefully everything's good and kosher and sounds great. We're back.
My favorite part about that whole intro is that we said 16 at the same time, which we
Yeah.
could have never done had we not been like in the same room together.
True. It was, sorry, I'm pausing our music because this setup is still a little
janky.
But hey, if you guys are watching this right now, you can see that we've
Visually.
added a new addition visually to the podcast, so it's pretty incredible.
We were-
this is what it took us 2 weeks to put this here.
So for those listening, we have an old artwork of Albert Einstein on the floor behind us, mind you.
It's not even
We-
hung up or anything.
If you've ever watched the video portion of the podcast, you'd see since I moved in with Brennan, you see the setup's a little janky, like we said, but there's this huge wall behind us that has absolutely nothing on it. And so before we started recording today, we were like, oh hey, we need something to go here, and Brennan just grabs this old piece of artwork, but none of us no time to hang it or anything like that. And we're like, this looks so silly, and
It looks
ended
ridiculous.
up just leaving it.
It looks ridiculous.
He's our new bud.
Yeah, it's good.
Little inspiration for the podcast.
Yeah, so we can all feel a little bit smarter because God, we need to.
Oh, dude, especially
So-
with everything going on,
Yeah,
man.
exactly,
A little brain wouldn't hurt people.
Gosh.
Little brains.
Little
brain.
brains?
Little brain is
Oh,
probably.
a little brain wouldn't hurt anybody.
I was gonna say there's a little something.
I like a lot of brain in my life.
All right, this is
Sorry.
a terrible
Giving
start.
and receiving. Am I right?
Terrible
Am I right?
start to the podcast.
Honestly, giving is
Oh.
better than receiving.
Dude, I'm down. Are you trying to?
Okay, I don't
Are
mean
you
it
trying
like
to?
that. What?
Never mind.
I mean Christmas, like presents.
I love Christmas.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Leading into our first topic today,
Christmas.
Christmas. It is getting
It's that
close.
time of the year again. Yeah.
It is we're 3 months into 2020. It's been a rough 3 months.
2020 has sucked.
Awful.
It's been
awful year.
It has been the shit.
And you know what's
Not
funny?
in a good way.
Every single year, I really like to just start off on a good foot and on the right foot. Is that the saying?
On the
Start
right
off
foot.
on the right foot,
Yeah.
and just kind of put good energy out there. And so every single year, it's my year. I'm gonna have a fantastic year.
Right.
And you know what? Me personally, not having a bad year. A lot of things going on, making it not such a great year in general.
Outside of your control.
Yeah, I think people are going to look back on 2020 and maybe not be so fond of it but it's only 3 months in, a lot of time to turn around, and we haven't even had Christmas yet. So,
Christmas is literally the very end of the year.
yeah, a lot can happen on
the
Christmas.
last week.
A lot can happen on Christmas.
No, not that much. There's
Miracles.
there's literally nothing that could happen on Christmas that is going to make up for 2020 so far. Literally nothing. And there's
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
You cannot say that.
What could possibly happen on Christmas that would make up for all the bad shit that's already happened this year?
I don't know. Maybe
Come on.
I
Tell me something. Come on.
I find the girl of my dreams.
How is that going to help me?
I don't. Fuck you.
Don't get me wrong, happy for you, but
Yeah.
what the fuck?
That's great.
Sorry,
that'd be great.
that's not going to make
I'm like,
up for
you
the
know
fact
what?
that we're under quarantine and we got a virus breathing down our necks.
Let's get into that.
Okay,
Because
and other shit that's gone on. I don't want to bring it up, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly.
I don't think I
Don't
do.
look at me like that. You know how many freaking posts I see a day and it reminds me of him every single day? Kobe Bryant, man. How are you going to
Oh.
forget?
Dude, what are you talking
How are you
about?
going to forget? How are you going to look at me with that face and forget?
Dude, I'm so confused right now.
Good.
Are we just talking about things that why
Yes.
2020 sucks still?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the virus.
It's
So-
the virus of life.
From of 2020, this whole year's a virus, it feels like. So since the last podcast, man, this coronavirus has really taken a hold. It's been declared a pandemic now in the United States. Should have been a while ago, with the information that we had.
We a bit behind.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of precautions, but what's funny is that so we've been on lockdown here. We haven't been to the gym or anything like that. I think you've went to the grocery store once.
We've been on self quarantine.
Yeah, yeah.
We are practicing social distancing because one, it's the right thing to do. Here's the thing. I think what I want to accomplish today in talking about this is just trying to spread positive information that actually is accurate and not just bullshit. The reason we practice social distancing is because one, it's not like I'm directly afraid of getting coronavirus and it potentially being life-threatening to me. It's the fact that I could be a carrier for up to 2 weeks without any symptoms, and I could pass that along to someone else that maybe might not be able to fight it off. So it's just you have to be safe about it. So even though we're not told we have to stay inside or like quarantine, it's just better to do it. Like we haven't been going out like we normally would. Obviously, most things are shut down. Like me and Vern had plans to go to Blazer games, which we might have mentioned in the last podcast. We had plans to go see Blazers Grizzlies
two that week.
That weekend, literally, we were going to go to a Thursday game and a Sunday game, back-to-back Blazers games. We're going to see Yusuf Nurkic's return against Houston, which was a 12:30 game, 12:30 p.m. I'd never been to a basketball game that early. We would have been drunk before 3. It would have been incredible.
We had a great time.
Yeah, it would have been a great day. And unfortunately, obviously, all major sports have been shut down, all suspended. They're not canceled, they're suspended. Yeah. Which means their seasons will pick up. At least they think so at some point. But I have a feeling it's going to without any fans in the stadiums.
When they first did that, like I was streaming. I don't know if you were, but I was streaming. And everyone in my chat, they just canceled the NBA season. And I kept seeing like a bunch of people that were just like, oh, I'm so angry. Like, how could they do this? Like, what? And then literally the next day, they were like,
risk, bro.
Rudy Gobert tested positive for coronavirus. And then you see like this like complete like in awe. They're like, did you hear? Rudy Gobert got tested positive for coronavirus. Like, they're not superhumans. They literally are the most at-risk people.
Well, not even,
like traveling from state to state.
Exactly.
Flying into multiple airports.
And think about their sport. Yeah, exactly. Greeting all the people, signing autographs, shaking hands. All these people, like all these, no offense, snot-nosed kids coming over, rubbing their freaking hands and faces, just coughing all over. Can you sign my, like. They're gonna get sick. Like if there is something going on, they are gonna be right there in the thick of it. And then think about the game they're playing. They're playing basketball, which means all these dudes are blowing on their hands and they've spit everywhere and sweat, and it's gross. Of course they're gonna get that shit.
Steve Nash used to do that, and like here's like I know people got their like little rituals or whatever they do.
He spit on his hands.
He would always lick his hands and then like wipe his feet off. But he wouldn't. There was no like washing in between.
Right.
Like he would just like before the game, so the ref has the ball, he'd be inbounded. And then inbound, and I'm like, bro, that's gross.
Dude, I played basketball with a kid that would spit on his hands and then like rub them together. I guess I would like help. I don't know why the fuck he did it, but he would do it. And every time I was like, dude, that's disgusting. Because like he would shoot, we'd be playing ball, and then he would spit on his hands. I'm like, dude, that's on the ball now. Like I don't want your saliva all over the ball. And he's like, this is what I do, man. I'm like,
this is what I do, bro.
Fucking gross.
Do you want these dubs or no? Do you want these hairpiece or no?
I was like, Jesus, dude. Okay. So, yeah, people got their weird little things. But, no, it sucks, obviously, because, like, I know for both of us, like, we love sports, especially basketball, and we love watching the NBA. And I cannot think of any other time except for the lockdown where an NBA season was suspended. Like, they're short, at least not in our lifetime. In our lifetime.
And it's weird because, like, I've seen... And mind you, I like minimal research on this, so if anything is out of context or is not correct, feel free to correct me.
We're not scientists.
Right. But there has been like other viruses and like things in our lifetime, most of which I was too young to like really remember. Like SARS was in our lifetime.
SARS, bird flu,
like,
swine flu. Maybe those are similar,
but I feel like I was under the care of like my mother and father,
right?
And so they had to deal with what we're going through, minus the whole child part, and so it really didn't really click in my head like how serious this stuff can be. But like even then, like I don't remember like anything being canceled or shut down. I could be wrong.
I don't remember anything like that either. I remember bird flu like affected college campuses and like big.
Did it?
I think at some point,
okay.
because Steph got bird flu.
Yeah,
and she was in college at the time, so she was telling me like her college got shut down for a while. But it feels like this is different.
Yeah,
this has definitely been something that's far different.
Well, I feel like this with misinformation and stuff like that online, I feel like people are just taking like they're not taking it serious enough. And like you said, I don't think it's anything we should like panic over, but we should definitely be aware of and take precautions.
Yeah,
For sure.
And be smart
because
about it.
of all the cases that are in the U.S., the majority of people that are it's like becoming serious conditions from are the elderly or the young, like the babies, right? I don't even know if there has been babies that.
I don't know if babies.
But the elderly are like definitely having issues with it and stuff.
There was a research article that came out from a college. Like I just read it. It was they did a simulation, and if the U.S. didn't do anything, so if the U.S. just let this virus run its course, there was nothing done. Obviously, that's not the case, but if they did, it was like 7 to 8% of all all 75 plus year olds would probably die from it.
Jesus.
Yeah, 7 to 8% of it. So like, and that's a lot of people. It was millions and millions and millions of Americans. And then obviously that doesn't include the people who are younger, but just, they can't fight off diseases like that. Their immune systems are, in jeopardy, or they have some other stuff going on. So it's scary, man. It's really scary. Here's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people, I read a lot of tweets and a lot of comments. People are like, oh, well, it's not going to, I'm young, I'm healthy, it's not going to bother me. Like, you're right.
So
but
selfish.
it's extremely selfish. You're totally right. You keep living on your life, you might catch it. You'll have to, whatever. I'm sure you'll be fine. But if you give it to someone else and then they end up passing or dying because of it, like, how do you, like, you got to hold yourself accountable. Like, if you could stop the prevention of the spread, if you can at least help a little bit, you should try to make that effort. So I think that's the big thing. Is just like, just be smarter about it, man. Try to think about others. This is not about you. It's about everyone as a whole, and those people who are actually in jeopardy of getting that disease and something terrible happening to them. So,
dude, I mean, it's the whole reason. Like, I was talking. I don't know if we talked about this. This was after our last podcast, but I was having like a really like somber day. Probably my first like bad day since I moved out here, and I think it was just a combination of like everything getting shut down, and then like this virus like really picking up like traction, us becoming aware of it. But the Gamers Outreach is a charity that I participate with every single year for like the last 4 years now, and I was really, really excited to do it this year. One, because it's an awesome cause and it's just a good time, but two, because it was going to be my first trip home since moving out here.
Right.
I've been out here for like a month. It would have been 2 months by the time this thing rolls around. And like that was my first. It was already on the calendar. Already had plans, flights and stuff. And it was gonna be my first trip home. I get to see my parents. I get to see my siblings, my friends. I get to go to my own gym, back home. And I was really, really looking forward to that. And then when Gamers Outreach got canceled, I was like really freaking sad about it. I was like, I miss my mom. I miss my friends. Like, I just want to go back home for a little bit. But even with all that, like, I was planning on just looking at flights and maybe taking a trip home on my own time.
Which would have been cheap.
It would have been super cheap, and I probably would have been okay with it. But then all of a sudden, I'm traveling through multiple airports. Yeah. I'm going to see people that I love and that I care about, and putting them at risk. Because for selfish reasons. And I know that they wanted to see me. I had to jump on phone calls with my mom and stuff like that, and it kind of explain the situation, and she understands. But it just sucks, and you can't like, you don't want to take that risk at all. Like, why? If you don't have to, why do it?
Yeah, and I mean, especially you're going to see your family. Like, the last thing you want to do is just make a trip, and then what if one of your parents
now
gets
I fly back home, and all of a sudden I get a call from my mom saying that she's sick.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Now I gotta fly back, like, figure it out. It's stressful, but that's what I mean about, like we said, take precautions. Just make sure that you're doing everything that you can to help prevent the spread of this thing, or else it will get out of control. Yeah. Like you said, it's crazy to me because I been on social media nonstop. We've been locked in a house for like literally we haven't left the house in like 3 days. I left
today.
Okay, yeah.
I left
you
today.
had to go pick up medicine.
We literally went to which is kind of, we went to the doctor's today because Steph had to grab a prescription. She has bronchitis, which is, of course, which is like the worst timing because she's coughing up a storm. So everyone's kind of giving her this look. But she doesn't have any other symptoms of coronavirus. She already did like a little pre-questionnaire, and then she did a test for bronchitis. Doctor told her she has bronchitis.
Yeah, she was diagnosed with bronchitis.
So she's diagnosed with bronchitis. She doesn't have COVID-19. So it's but it's still a little sketchy, right? With everything going on, like she's wearing a mask, she's doing what she needs to be doing, but like we went in there and You walk in and instead of a normal check-in on a normal day, now they basically, since she has a mask on, they knew that she had been coughing or something like that, and then they asked me, "Are you showing any symptoms? Are you coughing?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "No, I'm fine." And then so they gave me a green little star. And so the people with stars mean they're showing no symptoms, and then everybody else has to wear masks.
Yeah.
Which is a little crazy, but that's just their precautions that they're doing.
I mean, that's good though,
So
at least they're
yeah, that's true. They're doing something. So yeah, we had to go get a prescription filled for her just to help with her cough. But other than that, I think she just kind of has to wait it out. But yeah, it was nice to get out of the house, but everything's like all restaurants are closed unless like we were gonna go get Panera, and I was like, oh, I wonder if Panera's open, but you can't go inside. It's delivery or takeout only.
Yeah.
So and they'll literally, you have to call it in and they bring it to you out the door. Like you can't go inside. So and everything is like that. Like fast food's still open, but like
so that's
so it's kind of hard to maintain right now.
Remind me about social media because that's where we're getting off the on the tangent
path
here. But I want to talk about that too because they were like this is affecting so many things where they were like they're shutting down like bars, restaurants, and stuff. Mm-hmm. I saw that they like would allow restaurants to stay open for delivery.
Yep.
But now these restaurants have to pay like their cooks, their delivery people. They have to pay for utilities and they have to pay for the cost. Like they have costs to keep things running.
Right.
How are they going to be able to sustain that if it's delivery only? Like it's a restaurant that primarily is in-house.
In hopes
like they probably wouldn't stay open.
And a lot of them are doing free delivery because they need the business. Yeah, I don't know. I cannot imagine being like a small business owner, like of a restaurant or a bar or something like right now. I don't know what I would be thinking or what I would be doing, but yeah, that's scary. I mean, even bigger companies, like just people got to be safe. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how long this is going to last. It's scary. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Like we're at the very beginning of it and it's going to get worse. It's going to have
for sure.
Which is going to be obviously even scarier. But I guess we're going to cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, so speaking about it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And I just keep seeing these news clips on social media about like these kids that are like going to Florida for spring. I saw they showed like a flyover of a beach in Florida packed with people. Like, do you guys have no idea what's going on? Like I said, like
they just don't care. That's the thing.
It has to be.
I think at some level, I think there's a lot of them who just don't understand, or they just don't care, or they just don't care to even be like.
It's an inconvenience to them.
Yeah, they're just like, if I ignore it, out of sight, out of mind, right? Like that's just their mentality. If it doesn't affect them directly, then they don't give a fuck. And that's just how some people are. I'll be honest, like me 6-7 years ago, I might have been the exact same way.
That's
fair. I feel like I'm in a different mindset now. I see it from a different, point of view. But like some people are just extremely selfish. And so I don't know. It's hard for me to hold it against those people because I feel like at one point I would have been that type of person too. But I don't know. Maybe this is different though too. Like this never happened when I was that age, so I don't know. I feel like I would like to think I would have done a better job of being more educated and kind of sorting it out. And
but adult Brennan
would
like to think that,
I'd like to think that, but I don't know, man. I was a lot different, so we'll see. Well, we won't see. Well, we will see. We'll see what happens to all of them.
That's right, dude.
It's just here's the thing. I'm not worried about them, but they're all gonna get it, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back home. Oh, I'm gonna go see grandma. I'm gonna go see grandpa."
Yeah.
And then they're not going to show any symptoms, and then they're going to hang out with their grandparents, and then their parents are going to contract it.
It could have been me. I wasn't sick.
Exactly. That's what frustrates me, and I don't think they even think about that shit. So, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much about that because I feel like that's what it's been literally just forced down your throat constantly, but I think talking about it and like
it's affecting everything right now.
It is. It's everywhere for a reason because it's important.
I'm very grateful that we're in a position where we can still like continue to do our job and stuff like that because I know a lot of people are like have like a really shit end of the stick where they're like are working for like a small business owner or something where they can't afford to pay them like without working but then also they're being forced to shut down like shit is getting rough out there for some people, and there's some people who they need the money so badly that they have to continue to work through it and put themselves at risk. Exactly. And it's so I would agree with that, man. We are very, very, very lucky and fortunate to be able to do what we do.
That's something I have not taken for granted. Why I've just been like we've been quarantined and social distancing ourselves, but literally we've been working more. It's actually beneficial, which is terrible. Like under the circumstances, that's not how it should be, and I feel almost bad that I'm like, oh, I was able to do an 11-hour stream yesterday. Man, my stream was so good. And then while some people can't even go to work because of all this shit going down, and I feel bad, but I think it's kind of that's our job, right? We're here.
That's what's so beneficial about being able to work like in our job. We're here to like entertain people and put smiles on people's faces.
We're here to make sure that you guys have something to do and something to entertain you while you guys are at home dealing with this shit as well. I mean, we should be streaming more. Dude, this is what we do.
I started at noon yesterday, and there were several people in my chat that were like, "Oh, thank God you started early. My work sent me home, or my work is shut down. Schools are closed. I was so bored today." So it was like it's cool. I'm happy I could be here for you guys, but I realize how fortunate I am to be able to be in this position to even do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, as shitty as it is, man, like I'm gonna try to, take this time to. I mean, I streamed 11 hours yesterday. I plan on streaming a ton today, tomorrow, Friday. I got plans. I'm gonna be streaming. I got nothing else to do. I'm gonna be here trying to entertain you guys because I know a lot of you guys are in the same boat. You don't have a lot to do. Shoot, just keep you sane, just some bit of normalcy through all this stuff, because just with all this crazy shit going on and kind of all our lives being turned upside down, I feel like that's kind of what a lot of people are seeking. So if we can do that even for 10 minutes out of your day, shoot, I think that's a success, like that's amazing. There's one other thing I want to touch on, which and maybe this only really, no, there's no way this only angers me. I've been seeing, I mean, shoot, even the president of the United States said it. He called it the Chinese virus. And I want to I'm not going to get angry right now. I'm just going to say that is really, really inappropriate and really offensive. You cannot assign a virus to an ethnicity. It's incredibly ignorant. So I see the tweet talking about how other viruses were classified based on origin of the virus and stuff like that. But when there's racist undertones to it coming from a particular person, that's when it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? There's a name for the virus. He is the president of the United States. First off, he should know the name of the virus. I understand that it's the origin of where it came from, but I just think that is just
you're trying, and I've seen it on Facebook. It's a cesspool. I don't go on Facebook.
Don't go on Facebook,
ever.
Dude. Don't go on Facebook.
I mean, I like to check in and make sure that people are okay. That's basically what I do.
Dude, I go in there and I go, Mom, grandparents, okay, everyone's good, cool. Breathing, okay, I'm out, peace.
But the shit that I see on Facebook
tentacles,
nowadays,
bro, it'll grab you.
Nuts, dude. It drives me insane. And
it's boomer book, bro.
Dude.
It's literally boomer book. It's all a bunch of, you know what it is? Facebook has become the forward email chain. You know all that garbage that was on forward email chains for just the longest time? Just complete scams, bullshit, lies, propaganda. It went from there. They're like, oh, we could post this on our own walls now? Cool. Yeah. And now it's just on fucking Facebook. That's all it is, dude. It's such a cesspool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the shit you read on that site.
Dude, it's a mess, and that's but I've seen stuff on Facebook that it's blatant racism towards not even just Chinese people but Asian people because they're just ignorant.
Yeah.
And they're
I did see something really bad the other day too.
Yeah, and it's that's that type of reaction is what you're causing by being in such a position of power. People tell us all the time, "Oh, you're influencers. You need to use your platform for good.
Right.
You need to you have a voice. Use it for good.
Educate.
And you have
people.
the president of the United States making racist jabs at this virus. So he looks, dude. Oh, there's a tangent there.
Yeah.
We don't have to go on it. Just
call it by its correct name.
Yeah.
COVID-19.
Or just don't be racist.
Or just I saw some man in San Francisco got attacked, and he was an Asian man, and they said go back to your fucking country. Thanks for the virus,
dude.
And I was just like,
there's people scared to eat Chinese food.
Oh my God,
because of the coronavirus. Dude. Not only is that racist, it's just downright ignorant.
There's a lot of stupid people.
That's
just
fair.
A lot of stupid people.
We can't fight them all.
No, never. That's the thing. And stupid people breed quick. I don't know what it is. I think they actually make babies quicker than 9 months. I think it's about 6 months for stupid people.
Is that a saying?
No.
Is that stupid people breed quick?
Stupid
That
people
should be a
breed quick.
saying.
It should.
That's
be.
Somebody write that
kidding.
down. No,
But it
because
feels
it's
like they do, right?
true.
It's like they
Yeah, they're
God,
like
they
rabbits.
They breed so quickly. I
They
don't know.
multiply. They're like a virus.
You cut one head off. I'm not literally, and then 5 grow back. I don't know. They multiply so quickly.
Dude,
It's yeah. I don't know.
smart people should just start having more kids. They're too smart.
They're
to have
too
a bunch
smart
of
to have a bunch of fucking kids, bro. Oh man, we have 6 kids. We can't afford that. And then the dumb people, oh, we have 6 kids. We can't afford that. But fuck it, let's have 2 more. You know, like or they don't believe in birth control or the pull-out method or. Anyways,
Dude,
I'm
just pull out.
I'm literally just talking out of my ass right now. Guys, make sure you do the pull-out method, all right? It's 99% of the time it works, 60% of the time.
It works for a number of couches.
Yes.
Pull it out.
Yeah.
Now you have a bed.
Okay. Like a futon?
No, like a pull-out couch.
Isn't that a futon?
No,
What's a futon?
A futon is like a couch that turns into a bed.
That's literally what you just said.
No.
But a pull-out couch.
A pull-out couch is a couch that you pull out of bed from. It's like hiding.
Oh,
a futon
but a futon is like you can already
couch.
But then it like
And then like it bends back.
But
and now you have a bed.
Okay, right. Okay, you're right. I know exactly what you're saying
Yeah.
because I had a futon. Dude, my futon was dope when I was a kid.
Yeah, I heard they're bad for your back. I don't know.
Maybe, but I was a kid, bro. Like, you know.
Yeah,
like I was
it was dope. Yeah, you bring
12.
the homies over. You're gaming.
Yeah, dude.
All of a sudden, bedtime.
Exactly. You pull it out, and then you got a bed. Dude, I had a bunk bed, and I'd always make my friend sleep on the top, and then the futon, because it was like a queen size futon, bro.
Hell yeah.
And then I sprawl
Giving that
out.
to
I'm like, you get the
yourself.
fucking bunk bed, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta climb up there.
Smart.
It was like literally like 2 feet from the ceiling, so you had to be very careful. People would knock their heads, and I ain't going up there, dude. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I was the kid that would give you the shitty PlayStation controller that was like the off-brand broken controller, and then
I mean, as it should though. It's your
yeah,
house.
it's my fucking house. I get the
your
best controller.
controller.
Except for that's so rude. Now I feel like as an adult, I would give my friend the good controller.
No,
and I would use the shitty controller.
If I'm in your home and you have 2 controllers, that's all you have, and you have your primary controller that you use all the time, I would expect to get the shitty one. I feel like there's some things where
Not
etiquette.
anymore.
There's some things where like that, like you give you're not gonna give your bed. Like when Haley and Rick come over, you're not gonna give your bed and you go sleep on a air mattress.
Right. Yeah, that's no.
You know what I mean?
No.
So why would you give
Well,
them the
that's
good
different.
controller?
That's different.
How?
I have sex in that bed. There's
So?
my bodily fluids and my juices are all over it.
I love that you have sex in that bed.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Why are
I
people
wouldn't.
weirded out by people having sex?
I don't know. I just
There was a point where I was as well, because I was like, ew, icky, gross, sex. Like, of course, I don't want to be like swimming in other people's
in my jizz.
in your I don't want to. I don't. But the fact that like people are like, oh, mom and dad having sex, I don't need that image. Well, don't think about it. But I'm also happy they did, or else I wouldn't be here.
At least your parents are
I
happy.
love that parents fuck.
It's better than your parents being in a sexless, shitty marriage.
Yeah.
If
Or
your parents are
imagine-
fucking like rabbits, they're probably gonna stay together for a long time.
Imagine your parents never had sex. Well, now you don't exist. So that's your
Unless your parents are like those people who hate sex and they like yell at each
Dude.
other all day long, and then they're just angry, banging on the walls, and you're trying to sleep, and you're like, you know what I mean?
that's the best.
And you hear whips and chains.
Hell yeah.
That's that shit I'm into.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say. I'm just saying, shouts out the parents for having sex, or else you wouldn't be here.
True.
On that.
Anyway, that was a weird.
Dude, since we've gotten together for these podcasts, I feel like we have like a topic to talk about, and then we just end up, coronavirus, bad, take precautions. Also, parents fucking. They do sex,
Dude,
and we're happy about it.
Okay, dude. I know this is gonna take a turn, and this is gonna sound weird out of context. Even in context, maybe it sounds weird. But literally, for 45 minutes of my stream yesterday, Sully sat on my lap when I was petting my dog Sully, and we somehow got on the tangent, and I was just like, dude, my dog, Sully's got a monster dog dick. Monster dick.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It is, look at it. It is a monster dick. And then we talked about, for 45 minutes, I was essentially talking about dog dicks. And I was thinking about, like, people coming into my stream for the first time, and that they don't know who I am, right? Like, okay, for example, what if they saw that billboard? So there's that Gold Glove billboard that's in Chicago for Twitch. They're like, oh, he looks like a nice guy.
Dog dicks. Mine, massive.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, what am I doing?
That's actually super funny you mentioned that, because somebody yesterday was like, when I texted you and was like, hey, come play Warzone, knowing that full well that you were playing MLB first, and I was just being a shit about it.
Yeah, I knew it.
And a guy comes into my stream, and they're like, Goldie hasn't even started playing MLB yet. He's been talking about dog dicks for the last 45 minutes. No joke. I was like, weird, but okay.
Oh man, that's fucking funny, dude.
It's educational. It's allowed on Twitch.
Yeah. And then we were talking about, like, Reese is on the other side of the spectrum, where a lot of people think he's a girl because he has so much fluff and his dick is literally so small that you just don't know he's a boy. And I'm like, oh, poor Rooski. Like,
he doesn't seem to mind.
He's a good boy. He doesn't lift his leg. He just squats. So I'm like, you're not helping yourself, you fluff.
Oh.
Anyways,
Dude,
that was the
times.
conversation. So I don't know why the talk about parents having sex reminded me of dog dick, but here we are. Here we are. Welcome to the Brothers to the End podcast.
Amen.
Jesus, man.
Dude.
So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I cannot, we mentioned a little bit, I cannot remember a time where I can't remember when a sport was suspended, like a major sport. I can't remember. I mean, that's insane. All major sports.
Like, I remember the lockout, but that was because of the players.
Yeah, player pay. And the players just said, fuck that, we're not playing.
Big true.
And now NBA was suspended. MLB season, beginning of the season was suspended. And then basically it's just until further notice. NCAA March Madness tournament was completely canceled.
Tom Brady signed with the Bucks.
True.
I thought they were trolling,
which is crazy.
Did you ever see Tom Brady in not a Patriots uniform?
No, I almost feel like it's not even, like, if I was Tom Brady, I don't know if I would play for another team.
Why?
I mean, money says differently. If someone's going to pay you $30 million, then yeah, you're going to play for
There's not much I wouldn't do for $30 million a year.
I know, Vern. I know. I mean, shit, me too. $30 million a year, and he gets, fuck. That's a lot of money.
Is great at a sport. I would do a lot of things.
You're right.
A lot of, like, really embarrassing and, like, really degrading things for $30 million a year.
Can you, like, list some out?
It's whatever you're thinking of right now. I'd probably do it.
You would, okay. The first thing that came to my mind is you have to eat your own shit
for $30 million a year.
Yeah,
I would hook me up with that poo-poo platter, dog. For $30 mil, just as long as it wouldn't affect my health in that, like to where I'm dying.
Okay,
dude.
True.
Yes.
I mean, I guess you'd be fine. You know, Bear Grylls drinks his own piss, so, like, that's like the same thing, pretty much. Not even close.
Shit is gross. Pee is like 70% and 80% water or something like that, and
is it?
Yeah, maybe even higher. But it's
shit, dude. Then what the fuck are we doing? We got free water.
If you continue to it also has a bunch of toxins and stuff in it, and then if you continue to drink it, you're just more toxins, and it's becoming more and more diluted with toxins and gross shit.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, $30 million. Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah, about the urine thing.
Oh, because
a long time ago, I just wanted to drink my own pee.
It was when you were living in your mom's basement playing video games.
Yeah,
and I don't want to get up.
Yeah, I hadn't left in a while, and I was like, I'm very thirsty.
Dude, I saw this picture about this dude who he like lives in his garage, and I hope it was fake, but there was like jugs of piss because he's so fucking lazy to get up out of his chair he doesn't want to stop gaming, so he literally just pisses in these milk jugs, and he just leaves them by his desk, and there's a picture, and there's like 12 of them, and they're full.
Oh, that sent chills down my spine.
It is.
Oh my god,
fucking disgusting. How, as a human being, do you live in that shit?
There's streamers. There's literal streamers.
That's fucking filth.
Like, I remember there was like a clip on like live stream fails where somebody like walked into the streamer's room and grabbed a bottle thinking it was like apple juice, and he was like, "Don't drink that. It's not apple juice."
What the
and
fuck?
She was like,
get up and
"What?"
go to the bathroom.
He's like, "That's piss." We're like, The what? I didn't think people actually, because I pee a lot. I drink a lot of water during streams, right? And so I pee a lot during streams. I like physically try to drown myself every single day. So far, unsuccessful. But I go to the bathroom a lot on streams. And everyone's like, just pee in a bottle, pee under your desk, get a urinal under your desk. And we joke about it. And then there's streamers out there that are so much more dedicated to the stream, apparently, than I am.
Yeah.
That they are urinating in bottles.
How dare you?
Underneath their desks.
Learn how to entertain.
And just setting that shit aside.
That's disgusting.
You're telling me, brother.
That's disgusting. I'd be like in an intense game. I'd be like, fuck, dude, I got cotton mouth right now. Go to take a swig of some water.
I drink ashes once from cigarettes.
Ew, dude. Yeah. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Dude, my
guilt was,
that's gross.
Yeah, it was gross.
That's not as bad as I've heard of people like spit
not on
from
purpose.
From chewing people's dip. Yeah. So my mom, when I was younger, dated this guy, and he chewed, and he would always use these, like, we always had these little glass cups, and he would spit into those, and thankfully they're like clear glasses, so it never happened. But like, I was always so nervous. I was so hyper aware of, like, make sure that's not actually, like, always make sure I knew it was in a cup or a glass, because I would vomit everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
It would be disgusting.
Yeah, I remember distinctly, but it was like, it was not, I was fine, right? But it was just not a good experience. It made me, I was really upset that it happened.
I don't think anyone drinks dip spit intentionally. I mean, like, on accident. There's people who are like at a party and they think a cup is theirs and they go to drink out of it and it's dark and they're like, that's what I mean. I don't think there's anyone in this world that intentionally does that.
I'm sure there will.
I mean
not for fun, but I guarantee there's people that you could be like, oh, dude, I'll give you $50.
Oh, well, yeah. There's people who would do anything for $50. I mean, shit. What were you just saying?
30 mil a year. And
yeah,
I would drink that without question.
Jesus, dude.
Not even I wouldn't even, if I'm getting paid $30 million a year and that's what I would have to, bottoms up, brother.
Ugh, Jesus.
I'll take two.
Moving on, dude.
Dude, you want to talk about video games?
Yeah, we should probably talk about gaming a little bit. I mean, we do kind of game sometimes.
On occasion.
I'm a gamer, dude.
Game.
I've been known to game a few times.
Boomers trying to...
How do you do, kids? Yeah, we got some games to talk about,
dude. So
big one.
The last podcast we had talked about two big games that had released since Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I dove into for a little bit. Wasn't really what I had hoped. It's not a good stream game. It's very repetitive.
So it's just not a good game.
No, I would play it off stream. And
you
I
would
have,
or you
I
have?
Not a lot. I just don't play games off stream that much.
But it's repetitive.
But
but Pokemon games are already repetitive.
You're still progressing. It's just a different type of repetitive. Like, you're still doing different quests and your team's getting bigger and you're like going on adventures, but it's at its core you're just literally just patrolling around different dungeons. You know? Yeah, so it wasn't what I had hoped it was, but it was still it was
a fun stream.
It was a fun stream. Yeah. No, it just, like, I just can't see me, like, actually, like, putting hours into it like I have other Pokemon games.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then
Warzone. Good God. I'm going to go on a limb and say it is the best BR out right now. It is all around, I think
out
it is.
Right now? Probably.
Yeah, it's the best BR. I think it's better than I expected it to be. It's very, I like the pacing of it, but there's also things that I don't like about it. But obviously it's been out for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now.
So that's the thing, which has me the most excited, is that I've put so many hours. It's been the only game I've played, minus last night when the game actually like the servers went down. But I put so many hours into it, and there's still so much they can improve.
Yeah.
Like a couple hot fixes, a couple patches later, as long as they don't change like the core of the game and completely like H1Z1 themselves.
Oh, there's no way. There's no one.
It's going to be
still
good
baffles
for a
me
while.
how a company ever did that. But
so like Call of Duty, I didn't play much of Call of Duty this year. Like the multiplayer, I just wasn't a fan of it. I played through the entire single player. I had a great time. The story was fantastic.
It was very
probably
good.
one of the best
Yeah.
Call of Duty single players I've ever experienced.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't get into the multiplayer, and so I really didn't have much expectations for this BR. Right, I like Blackout. I didn't play it too much. I played it a lot when it first came out, but not much after that. But then it's been the only thing I've been playing since it came out.
It's one of those games where it's like you die and one more game. No, that wasn't one more game.
Yeah.
No, one more game.
Yeah.
One more. No, come on, run it back. One more.
It's
like
bad.
it's very easy to jump in. It's quick to jump into. You land. You're in the action. Like there's not a lot of downtime. The pacing of the game is phenomenal. They really captured the pacing of Call of Duty in this BR, which I think was the kind of the worrisome thing for me. Like for a game like PUBG, the pacing in that game can be very brutal, like where no action for 10 minutes and you're trying to find people.
Yeah, if you want action, you can find it in Warzone.
Well, in Warzone, even if you don't want action, it's
It's
probably
gonna
going to find
you.
you. It's going to find you, which is really nice. I loved I love the way they do contracts. At first, I was a little weirded out by it. I was like, this isn't really like a BR. Like, why is there contracts on this? Yeah. And I like how there's the bounties, so it locks onto one player. You get a little bit of extra cash if that person dies. You can go. It gives you a little bit of a mini objective in the game to go and kind of get people moving and doing things.
Yeah.
Well, the other contracts, there's one that's like the loot crate box.
Yeah, supply crates, which
will drop you gas masks.
Yeah,
and you get money for that too.
Yeah, almost essential loots, dude. The contracts. Again, I was just when I first heard about them, I was like, why is there like mini games in a BR?
Why are they
what
in
do we
this?
need this
right.
for? But there's been games where like I'm just having a bad string of like gunfights, and I'm like, passive run. We're not shooting anybody. Just go collect bounties. Go collect supply crates. Go do recon points. And we literally will just rack up like 30K doing random like objectives. And it's really fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
You can just kind of shoot the shit with your team, and then
that's the thing, man. It's just like it's just fun. It's a fun game, and even I realize it's new. We're all in the honeymoon stage right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is just pure fun. And I think if they make the necessary changes, like there are some things that are a little iffy.
Dude, like there's things that are a lot.
Yeah,
iffy.
there's a lot of iffy things, but you know what? I'm gonna give them credit for not knowing how to do a VR game, for never doing this type of game.
Yeah.
Activision Infinity Ward did really, really well on Warzone. They've really done a good job, and I really like it. I mean, this is really the only other big AAA. I guess Fortnite is a AAA BR. It's made by Epic. That's definitely AAA. The other one was obviously Battlefield. And Battlefield's BR Firestorm, I didn't even play it. I heard it was so bad that I didn't even give it a shot. Everyone was like, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
And I was really excited for that just because the Frostbite engine, it's kind of perfect for BRs. It runs really well. It's on a massive scale. But the engine they built for Modern Warfare is amazing for BR.
Dude.
Once I get the BattleNet servers squared away, because it's been a little iffy.
They're being DDoSed.
Yeah, they are. There's been a global DDoS attacks on ISPs and their servers and all this stuff.
Asshole does that when we're all in quarantine.
I don't know, man.
Grow up.
It's always gonna be. They're not. They won't. It'll never stop unless they start getting harsh punishments and things will start cracking down. But it's been a thing forever, man. Forever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hopefully they let up or stop soon so we can all freaking play, man. It's fun.
It is really fun, man.
Yeah.
I like completely blown my expectations out of the water. I don't know. I just have a really, but also it's one of the most rage-inducing games. But I think that's just Call of Duty in general.
And your competitive nature.
I'm very angry when I play that game.
It's not like, unless you're just a God Squad. More often than not, more people are going to find it a very difficult game. It's a very difficult BR. It's hard to win in it. Even coming from me, like I'm not the best player by any means in any BR, but I won a lot in PUBG. I'd win a ton in Fortnite. I won a ton in every BR. This one I feel like is the hardest to win in. I don't know why. I think it's because at the end of games, it's like 3 straight minutes of clutch up or die. Like you're clutching the whole time, or you're gonna be dead.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's also like certain circumstances that I feel like it rewards like campy players, not good players. Like you have like we literally played a game yesterday where we lost to the zone, and I don't mean that in a sense where we lost to the zone and terrible map design, which is one of my biggest pet peeves right now. is they have like you're basically playing a super soldier, and I realize it's a video game and it's not supposed to be like super realistic or like hyper realistic or anything like that, but you have like this character that can vault. Like there's some walls in the game that are like 6 feet. They're taller than you, 6, 7 feet, 8 feet
and
tall
you're just
walls,
climbing
and
and
you
whipping
can
over
vault
them,
them like crazy. But then you have like these little hills, little rocks that you can't get over no matter what. You have to walk all the way around, and because you have to walk all the way around, there was an instance yesterday, and if you played, you'll understand probably a little bit better. But like, there's this big mountain, and there's only like a few ways up it, and it's like this big serpentine, and the way the circle closed, we couldn't get to any of the paths.
Yeah.
And so like these people who had just been camping the top of this mountain the entire game win just because
in a tunnel, no less.
We could not get up
literally
the mountain.
Like, there was literally no way for it. Like the rocks were like 3 feet high. It looks like something you could easily just jump over, climb up the mountain. You cannot do it. Like the game's mechanics and whatever's in place, like literally does not allow you to vault on these things, and so we're just trapped. Like we played a great game,
no gunfights, no nothing. We literally just died to the zone because we couldn't scale the mountain.
Exactly, and so they have to fix that. They have to fix being able to vault over those areas. Granted, in the bottom or top right corner of Warzone, it does say in big ass letters beta. So I understand, but there's certain things. It's like, if you play tested this enough, that's something. If you're doing a BR and like you have a circle that closes, you have to make sure that people are able to, like, you should not lose because of poor map design or like you not being able to vault something that it looks like it's easily vaultable. Like those are things that shouldn't be passed in testing.
Dude,
like you should see that.
What everyone's thinking about, oh, you should have reconned, you should have like done more objectives and see where the final. This wasn't even like the final circle. This was like the final circle that was closing. So like we knew where the final circle was, and then it's moving and it's closing, and there was literally no counterplay.
Yeah,
there was nothing we could do. We came in second because of poor map design. And things like that are really frustrating. But again, you said it's in beta. Do you think
it is in beta?
Do you think that companies will put out a completely polished game and call it a beta just to have more leeway?
Just to kind of have their own back, just in case anything does happen? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially now. Well,
another reason Warzone feels really good.
Well, another reason I heard they call it a beta is because when something's in a beta, it's actually easier to push updates to it through consoles, because otherwise you have to go through, like, because it's an official release, that's the full game, it's harder to patch things. But if it's a beta, I guess there's a different system in place, so they're able to patch it quicker. They'll be able to do hot patches, which if that's the case, then bravo, because I would much rather have betas. That. Yeah, betas are the fucking best. We want those hot patches, you know. So for me, like, that is obviously one of the big things. That moment right there, like that, we could clip that 2 minutes and send that, and I would hope like they see that and be like, okay,
oh, this is an issue.
They need to fix this. And then the audio for me, like, I know a lot of people, like, I really don't like this mindset, but like some people are like, don't rely on audio so much. Like we'll be playing and a full squad of 3 they will sprint, a full sprint. I can see it in the kill cam. They sprint right behind you. They're clomping around, right? Like when you spectate the kill cam, you can hear them clomping around like they're loud as fuck. Yeah. They don't have dead silence on. Don't tell me they have dead silence. I can tell they don't have dead silence. They run differently when they have dead silence. And they come up behind you and they're 4 feet away from you and they blast you in the back and you're dead. You have no time to react. You don't even know they're there. This is a BR. Yeah. Like you in a BR, a big-ass map.
And especially with 150 people.
Yeah,
you're going to be taking fights and then need to rely on audio behind you.
You have to be... You give me all the tools to play my... Like, to position myself accordingly in every fight, right? And then if I heard someone running up behind me, you think I'm just going to sit there and still have that fight? No, I'm going to be like, okay, there's a team behind us. We have to get to cover. Like, you have to give players that information in a BR. If you don't, I'm sorry, but that's not how you make a BR. That's not a BR.
Not only that, like the audio, so like the footsteps are almost non-existent, but then there's some things that are just like ridiculously loud. Like an airstrike, a kill streak or anything like that.
Across the map.
And it'll be like dead silent. And then all of a sudden, like your eardrums are being blown out. And you're like,
the audio mix is really bad.
Yeah, it's weird. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, if you think about it, Call of Duty, they've never done like large scale, right? They do They do single player, which is a larger map and like larger, but the audio is all directed towards you, who is the player. So the audio is loud and like, but now when they're doing a whole map with 150 players on it, it's not a tiny isolated map where the audio, you know what I mean? It's harder for them to do long distance audio. They've never done that.
They have in their multiplayer, they have like those really massive fights and stuff like that. And I haven't played much of the multiplayer, but from what I've heard from other people, like the audio is much better in those gunfights, and they have just as many people.
In what?
There's the game mode in like these big team game modes.
Not Battlegrounds. Ground War.
Yes. I don't know if there's like actually 150 people, but there's a lot.
There's a lot of people in Ground War.
And the audio is supposedly better. We should play it and figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't that into Ground War. When I played it, it didn't run well. And like I don't know, man. Honestly, it was just Battlefield, but with Call of Duty mechanics, which I just wasn't that into. Obviously the BR is like, I'm just into BRs. I know a lot of people are kind of over it, but man, I'm over all the other traditional game modes that we had in FPSs for literally 15, 20 years. Like team deathmatch, domination, capture the flag. Like literally we did all that for like 20 fucking years. Can we play some other shit? I think that's why
like 20 years.
Yeah, I think that's why I like BRs, because it's different. It's like, and it's more satisfying when you get a win. Like there's more, I don't know. I prefer it. So for me, like I want a BR. I want a BR that I'm like, I can just play every single day. And I feel like this is going to be that BR.
For sure.
But there's definitely some things like audio is a huge thing. Their audio is just whack. Like, and again, they're learning. I don't know if they've ever done audio on this scale, long distance audio. Like you'll hear gunfights and to you, it's like, oh, okay, I hear these gunshots
over this hill.
It sounds like it's over this hill in the next set of buildings, and then or it could be you don't even see it on your map. Like you don't even see it, but you're like, I can hear these. Like it's right over there. Like where the fuck are these guys? So they need to fix that. And then, like I said, footsteps outside seem to be the issue. Inside, you can hear footsteps.
Yeah, for sure.
The inside audio seems okay. Again, people are like, change your audio balance, your audio mixer on your settings. Doesn't fix it. There's just an actual issue with it. It needs to be tweaked.
And thermal scopes.
I think just take them out. Honestly.
And shotguns. Dude, the shotguns.
Well, just make shotguns better.
Awful. Well, you can't even. I don't even think you can do that. You make them better. How? They're going to be overpowered if you make them any better than they are.
That's
but
true.
They're absolute trash
just take
right
them
now.
out.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I do think, like, how many people. I've been killed by shotguns maybe like 3-4 times outside of the gulag. You know?
The gulag. God.
They're just bad. But thermal scopes are in like in a terrible position right now because they're almost necessary. I understand it's meta. It's meta, and that's cool. Like I run it too.
Yeah, but
because you have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're forced to.
And metas are only metas are annoying when the meta just becomes the norm. Like every single person runs the same thing. That's if that's the case, like it's not fun. Like it's fun if everyone's running different types of weapons and there's a variety.
And that's the beauty of Call of Duty though, right? Because you have so many options, but then if you don't run thermal, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Yeah, thermals. I think thermals just need to go, or because I'm trying to think of a way to nerf them. Because originally thermals in Modern Warfare couldn't see through smoke.
That would be good.
But now they changed it, so now they can see through smoke, which is how thermals work.
Like they could, I think they can play with like the drop off, damage drop off, or like bullet drop at a distance. Because right now there's like almost none.
But I don't know if they can change that
based on the
scope or the
gun.
Yeah, see, that's the issue.
Yeah.
Maybe they can, but like maybe there's a way they can fix it. But like thermals are super OP. I mean, like sometimes I'll run a non-thermal, and every time I do, I'm like, dude, if I had a thermal right now, I would be able to see so many more players.
Just scan and
that's all I do.
Because usually, what's the perk? Not cold-blooded? No, ghost. Ghost.
I think cold-blooded makes it so you don't show up on
run ghost, but there's usually one person in your team of 3 that is not running ghost, and that's all a thermal scope needs. They just see the one person,
and then you're like, oh, there's his teammates.
And I feel like people who are running ghost are still easier to see. Mm-hmm. They're just more distinguished amongst like the trees and stuff like that, because you still get like this outline of them.
Are you sure it's ghost? I think it's cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded, I thought was for the UAVs and stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. It's one of them. It's one of them.
But you see, like, you can literally just scan and track, and as soon as you see that bright, like white light
Yeah.
on in your scope.
Yeah.
Well, people are here. Let's work around
Yep.
and find the rest of them. And it's like so
It's OP
strong.
as fuck.
It's
It's
so strong.
It's OP as fuck.
People are even running on ARs and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Well, there's a sight for the M4 I know that's a thermal, and then it has a canted
it's a
sight.
hybrid.
The hybrid with a thermal.
Yep.
And then they run it on a sniper, so they have 2 thermal weapons. It's just I think honestly, just take thermals out of BR
Or make it a rare drop.
Or
Like in the rare.
like
in
a
the rare
legendary
cases.
gun.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah.
Just you can't put it on your own guns, but you can find 1 thermal on the map or something. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool. Like limit it to like 3 on the entire map. There's ways to balance it. Again, it's early. The big thing for me is like every gun you find. Here it is: SCAR, shotgun, MP7. Those are the 3 guns you find like in the world,
Yeah.
like on the ground. Like you
Yeah.
don't really rocket launchers,
Yeah.
which should do more damage to vehicles and not as
M13s
much
you
to
can find a
players.
lot.
Yeah,
The pool of like just standard guns on the ground is
but there's
very
a
limited.
shit ton of guns in that game.
Yeah.
Like there should be. I want every time I land to be like, oh shit, what is this gun? It's got these attachments. Like that's cool. And like,
Yeah.
oh shit, what's this gun?
I do really like the blueprint guns. I like that that you can find in
But
crates and
there's
stuff.
tons of blueprint guns. Why is there not more in the crates?
Yeah, I have only seen like maybe a handful.
Yeah.
of-
There's like
of-
Dragunovs. There's that FAMAS. There's literally like 6 of them.
Yeah.
And they kind of I've been playing the game. I have probably almost 30 hours played now. I finally found the thermite crossbow last night.
Yep.
First time ever.
Yeah.
Once
Those are super
in-
rare. I have like the grenade launcher. I've
That
only
was
found once.
okay. I found that twice, but the crossbow, fucking amazing. Granted,
Yeah.
the servers got disconnected 10
Dude.
minutes into that game, and I was
Yeah,
super
rough.
salty. But the crossbow was so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
Because you stick somebody, and it breaks their armor if you hit them, but then it's stuck to them and it's thermite, so it burns them and then they die.
Yeah.
So literally,
That's-
you stick them and they're
that's
dead,
awesome.
and
That is so sick.
they're fucking pissed.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do. They're sitting
Yeah.
there just on fire.
I know.
Shit.
So with how many blueprints there are, I definitely want more variety. The audio needs to be fixed. The just little things like there's some things are like, oh, I can vault that. What the fuck? I can't vault it. Like
Yeah.
And granted, it's a huge map. There's gonna be areas of the map like that, and hopefully slowly they're able to patch that and fix that shit. But all in all, man, Warzone's the shit,
Dude,
I'm excited to play more of
Good.
it.
Same. Big
So.
same.
There's a couple big tournaments coming up. I know that. Tomorrow there's the Code Red Warzone tournament. That's Doc's Boom TV.
Yeah.
Boom TV's putting that on. That's going to be tomorrow, Thursday. And then Friday, 100 Thieves is putting on a Warzone tournament with Cash App. So
That's sick.
yeah, they're doing it's like a $100,000 tournament, $50,000 for charity, and then they're giving away $50,000 to the chat.
What?
Yeah, through Cash App. So if you
Dude,
watch
Cash
it and
App.
you have your cash, I don't know what it is. I don't use Cash App, but
Yeah.
your cash name or cash whatever.
Dude, that's gonna be huge.
they're just gonna be dropping money to people, which is pretty crazy.
They've
done a lot of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've done like sponsor stuff with Cash App before, and they're like, yeah, here's $1,500 just to give away. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Yeah, just give money away.
I mean, but that is their business.
who
you
doesn't
know?
love free money?
Right.
It's free money.
Yeah, dude.
So it's not free for
That was
somebody. I
like-
don't know who's paying for it, but it's not free
Yeah.
for them.
That was dude. I
Investors.
mean, it's advertising. It's marketing. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
dude, you
exactly.
Spend, like companies spend how much a year on
Right.
budget on marketing,
Right.
and then like their market is money. So instead of like
What a
spending,
better way to promote it.
why spend like $100,000 on a billboard when
Right.
you can just give $100,000 away?
Right.
Download the app.
Yeah, and
Download
people are
the
gonna
app,
be
and we might give you
way
$100,000.
more interested in
Like,
that.
oh shoot, I can get a slice of $100K.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll download
that.
your app for that, and they do like every dude. Yeah,
True that.
their
True that.
marketing
It
is genius.
Very smart marketing. I mean, it'd be silly to do it any other way if that's your app, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's genius, but it's simple.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
why it works. But yeah, is there anything else we want to
Dude,
talk about today?
Because 2 games are coming out
Oh,
this
dude.
week.
I just got the go ahead to play one of them. I could play it, I think, tonight, but I might hold off. I'm not sure. I might play it tomorrow.
Okay, Doom
Tomorrow night.
Eternal is what I'm assuming you're talking
Doom
about.
Eternal, yeah.
Bro, and here, like, Doom is like one of those games that I've never been super into, but I played I played the last one, the most recent one that came out. I played a little bit of like the original one. The stuff in between I really haven't messed with at all. But the last one I had a lot of fun with. It's not a game that I'm going to sink like 60 hours, 70 hours into.
You play it once,
beat it,
play twice,
and you have
maybe
a great time, and then it's over. And I'm super stoked for that.
Yeah, they're fun
just
as
to
fuck.
break up the monotony.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. You go in and you're just like zooming through, just slaying demons, having with kick-ass music in the background, and you're just killing it, and you feel good, you feel great. Yeah, it's just a good time. So I'm super excited to break up the monotony that has been Warzone the entire week. But then a game that I might
polar opposite
sink several.
I'm gonna
hundreds,
play it. I'm gonna play it.
You should. You can come visit my my little island, my little village,
come
my town.
Visit mine. Can we?
Animal Crossing.
I already asked you this. Can we woohoo?
No, it's The Sims. There's no woohooing.
I want a woohoo. I want
I mean,
I want my little
outside of
person
it.
to woohoo in your
what I'm
village or your island or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe
And make little,
I don't know.
Make little. What are they called? What are the people called in Animal? I don't know anything about Animal Crossing.
Dude,
I've never played it.
It's been so long. I played a lot of the so much of the original on GameCube.
Are they like monkey Spider-Man hybrids?
There's probably some.
You can do that? Can I be half spider, half
I don't know
man?
if you can in particular, but there's like Tom Nook is like a little raccoon. Raccoon person.
Oh, little trash panda.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna play it. I don't know what to expect. I'm not gonna stream it. I'm literally gonna I'm gonna get in bed after a good day of Doom Eternal. I'm gonna lay down and be like, all right, it's time for some Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good decompressor because you kind of you basically just build a community and like you do tasks and you make friends and you build your house and you can go fishing and stuff.
Cool.
It's just a really easy chill game.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
I honestly, I like those kind of games.
Yeah.
Especially on my Switch when I'm just trying to chill and lay in bed and wind down before I go to bed. Well, granted, I say that and I'm over there playing Slay the Spire and I'm on the fucking final boss and I'm sweating trying to think of strategy.
No matter what game
I'm
you're
I
playing.
swear to God, if this dude fucking kills me.
Yeah.
But I'm and then I die and then I get really pissed and I go to bed angry. Fuck, I made a bad play. I made a misplay. Shit.
Shouldn't be like that.
But Animal Crossing will be good. It'll be good for me.
I'm excited for and
that's Friday, right?
Dude, I'm so
couple days?
They couldn't come out at a better time with all this quarantine stuff going on, man. Just give us more more video games.
If everybody needs to release games just right now, release them. Steam broke records, had the most viewers concurrent ever, or most players ever at one time, literally last week.
Steam?
Yeah,
just in general?
Steam. Yeah, literally ever. They just broke it, and because of all this, because everyone's just home and
playing video
what else are they gonna do? We can't do much. So,
well, I guess it's not awesome, but it's good.
Well,
for them.
there's glass
silver
half full
lining.
kind of guy.
Yeah, silver lining, silver lining.
There's some good.
Oh, and lastly, as far as games come out, TFT. I know you don't play it that much, but they just released their set 3, and I played a bunch of games.
What the fuck does that mean?
I played a bunch of games before. So each season they release different characters and different synergies and stuff. And their set 3 just came out, and I played 4 games before the podcast, and it actually feels really good. I like this meta a lot more than last meta. If you guys play TFT, you know what I'm talking about. Brennan has no idea, just staring at me like crazy. But it seems fun. I'm actually really excited to sink my teeth into that a little bit more. I'll probably do that the rest of the day.
That's what you're gonna do, huh? That's what you're gonna do, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing some laundry right now. I gotta cook later.
I'll allow it, dude. I'll allow it. Dude,
thank you, sir.
Chef Vern has been chefing it up in the kitchen, bro. It's been delicious.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
It's been very, very good.
So, for those who don't know, since I've been living here, I've been
chef.
I've been trying to keep my diet clean, but also why not just get more food and just cook more and be able to serve my friends food.
It's been very impressive.
And you guys make me feel really good about it.
It's delicious, dude. I get to I'll be sitting there and Vern's like, hey, I'm cooking. You want it now or later? I'll be like, now? I'll fucking destroy that shit right here, right now. And then I get a nice home-cooked meal, and it's delicious. I'm about to wife you up.
All right, shoot.
Sister wives, Vern and Sturf.
Yikes.
Anyway. It'd be cousin wives.
Yeah.
Cousin.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
I'm good without it.
You don't want to be my wife?
I'll continue to cook.
You can be my husband.
I could be your husband.
Yeah, she'll be my wife. You can be my husband.
Can I also have a wife?
No.
Sorry. No, then fuck you.
What?
That's so selfish.
What the fuck, dude? This is a family. We're keeping this tight knit, dude.
Yeah.
How is that selfish?
With my future wife.
I am your husband. That's all you need. You don't need anyone else. All right.
I don't think you could satisfy me.
Oh wow, that's fucking rude. Anyways,
Yeah, I'm weird champing right now.
I am cringing.
Dude, I'm
God, why did you guys? Now I just think of that every
It's
time.
so funny,
Anytime I
dude.
think of anything that's like actually just even remotely cringe, now I just want to say that because you guys,
I'm cringing right now.
which is cringe in itself.
Ooh,
Anyways,
yeah.
let's not even bring that word back. I hate it. I'm so glad the internet is just over that word and they've moved on to other things.
Oh,
God, dude, that was a horrible time in Twitch chat.
We're bringing it back.
Just horrible.
It's gonna be a good time.
Thanks for listening. Episode 16. We got some other stuff we got to do, but
Yeah.
sorry we were a couple days late.
We'll be back on a normal schedule, and hopefully, we say this every single time, but hope next time
We're gonna have a proper studio.
As long as we're able to leave the house and actually get a proper studio, we will do that. Okay? So,
How do you even do that, dude?
what do you mean?
Your wrist is so limp when you do that. Like I literally can't even get my. Like it's so stiff.
Get more flexible.
Yeah. Anyways,
for those listening, have no idea
They're
what
now they're
we're
really
talking
weird.
about.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
stiff and limp
Yeah.
and Jesus. We're talking about wrists.
Yeah, no, we realized it was a shorter one today, but everyone's got some stuff to do. We'll be back on a normal schedule, not next Monday, but the following Monday. We'll be back for episode 17. Hopefully, we'll look better for you guys. Hopefully, everything will run a little bit more smoothly. Yeah.
Swimmingly.
And I just appreciate you guys listening. I hope you guys had a good time. If you want more of Brennan at all, his streams or anything,
You don't want more of me.
okay. If you want more of me, you can always just follow me at Vern Notice everywhere. Would appreciate it. And if you guys are new to the podcast, you can follow this on most platforms. And if you guys are feeling up to it, feel free to leave a review. We would appreciate it.
Yes, the reviews. Next week we'll find
We'll
some
read
more
some more?
reviews and we'll read some more. So
Cool,
definitely
cool.
leave us some reviews. Let us know what you guys think about the podcast. Even if you guys fucking hate it, guess what?
Dude.
We're still gonna do it.
I'm open to constructive criticism usually.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless your constructive criticism sucks, and then I'm going to tell you to fuck off.
That's very true. Yeah.
But
anyways,
leave a review.
thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you guys in like 2 weeks. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take it easy.
Enjoy it.
Bye, guys.